we wanted to make a record. We had been, Sean and I had been producing together for a little while, and DJing for a lot longer than that. And eventually it just got to the point where we wanted to work on our own music instead of making somebody else's music sound good. So we just decided that we were going to go for it and like make a record that we would buy ourselves, that, you know, that we wanted to hear. Between the two of us, we have like very, for lack of a better word, like eclectic tastes. I think that it's just not really what generally people want to hear, whether it's like on the indie side or underground side of things, or like, you know, pop. Everybody who plays on the record is part of the live bands. So we're fortunate because it wasn't just like a bunch of people coming in and out of the studio, although there was like a lot of collaboration. And then once the record was finished, it came time to like try and figure out how we were going to do it live, because obviously we couldn't show up to, we couldn't do many shows with as many people as there are on the record. So we needed to figure out some way to best, you know, like get that across live. This like really felt right, and this really came together as opposed to other projects we had been involved with before, which seemed like it was on the way to being somewhere instead of like, this is it, this is what we're doing.
It's been a really positive experience because, you know, my initial encounter with these guys was just to help them out for a show because we had mutual friends, and the same people who came on board that very first show are the same people now, and we've just become really close. And you know, I think the songs, you know, I think we've definitely like done our best to capture the spirit of all of the songs on the album as far as the original spirit from which they were kind of created, but it's definitely become something very different.
Bottom line mission is that just to get this music to people. And it sounds a little bit like cliche, I guess, but honestly that's what we really wanted to do with this record, is like, not in terms of making it like the appeal wider than we would like it, but I think the main goal is to like get this to people, like have people hear this record.
The record is it's a dance record like played by a rock band. You know, we wanted to keep the record itself and the band itself as, you know, connect like some of the rigidity of what you hear on dance floors. You know, I mean, I think that if you listen to like old disco records, there's a real you know, those records breathe a lot, but I love some of the newer records that don't breathe very much, and that whole metronomic kind of thing. But we're trying to like make a dance record that really like feels like it's comes from a real band. To me, I feel the cohesion came from two places. It came first, Daniel and I spent a lot of time listening to records together, spinning records together, and talking about certain things, certain elements of records, and I think that we came up with a certain vocabulary just from what we were interested in, you know, and there was a certain cohesion in the things we were interested in, and we didn't want to recreate those records at all. That wasn't the idea, but a certain, like, you know, it was almost like a certain palette to take from.
We're the phenomenal Handclap band, and you can check us out on Baeblemusic.